If you're straight, that doesn't mean you have to date a trans person. Like, no one's saying that. How that's not meant to hurt them. Like, what was your goal here? Don't sit here and make fun of a community and not expect them to get upset. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, this week's video is going to be another discussion slash commentary video. I haven't done one of these videos since my discussion on politics back in, I think, November, when the whole election was happening. I just haven't had much to talk about. But based on recent events, I feel like I found the perfect topic. In this week's video, we're going to be discussing the new viral TikTok trend, super strict. I was actually gonna do a video on the whole Meghan Markle versus the Crown situation, but I didn't want them to do me like how they did Diana. Oops. So this was the next thing on my list. Before we get onto the video, make sure to like and subscribe, comment down below what videos you want to see next, turn on post notifications so that you see whenever I do post, and follow me on social media. Links will be in the description box down below. That's it for now, guys, so let's just get on to the video. So because this is a discussion commentary video, I had to do research. I had to make sure my facts were straight. So this whole super straight movement started, I think, back in late February, I think February 21st. It was uploaded by a user named Kyle Royce.
Yo guys, I made a new sexuality now, actually. It's called super straight, okay? Since straight people, or straight men as myself, I get called transphobic because I wouldn't date a trans woman. You know, they're like, would you date a trans woman? I'm like, no, why? That's a female. No, like, that's not a real woman to me. Like, I want real woman. No, you're just transphobic. So now, I'm super straight. I only date the opposite gender, women, that are born women. So you can't say I'm transphobic now because that's just my sexuality, you know?
In the video, he says he's created the new sexuality super straight because people have said that he is transphobic for not wanting to date trans women. Now, there's nothing wrong with not wanting to date trans women. There are gay people who also don't want to date other trans people. The problem in his video is when he said that to him, they're not real women. That's when it became transphobic. This one video has gotten millions of views and I think almost 2-3 million likes. And since then, the whole trend has blown up significantly, leading to a whole war between the LGBTQ alphabet mafia versus the straights. I mean, when aren't we at war, you know? Ever since the video was made, I think he has realized that it's kind of gotten out of hand. He's made a statement saying that it was never meant to hurt anyone. Explain how saying someone isn't a real person, how that's not meant to hurt them. Like, what was your goal here? Also, since the video was created, him and his family have gotten death threats, which is in no way, shape, or form okay. We should never be getting upset enough to where we wanna end someone's life. Like, I'm not condoning that at all, so that's not right. But back to the issue. It started out as a joke, and I think the more upset people were getting about it, the more I guess people wanted to troll. It started out in the video, like he said, as a sexuality. It's then gone on from sexuality to like movement. There's even a whole Twitter dedicated to it called @supa, @supa_straight, which is STR in the number 8. Not me plugging them, hold up. But according to them, the term super straight means that you are only attracted to cis men and cis women. Now, whether this was meant to be real or a joke, it's definitely become very real now. And it's gotten a little sidetracked, and I'll explain what I mean in just a second. It started out with that one video where Kyle was saying what he had to say, but now people are kind of using it to mock the LGBTQ+ community. There's many tweets and many TikToks of people basically like taking things that go on in the LGBT community and twisting it to be super straight. People have ran with it and they are using it now to mock people who are queer, etc. That's the whole reason why people in the LGBTQ+ community are upset, because traumas that like us as people have had to face, straight people are now taking it and making fun of it. Things like getting kicked out because you're gay or whatever, getting beat up in the street because you're trans, like things like that are serious things that people literally get killed over. It's not a joke. Things like that actually happen in the community, and for straight people to take that and use it to troll and use it to mock us, that's where the problem lies. It's not necessarily, it started with Kyle, but it's not necessarily about that anymore. And like I said earlier, there is no problem with not wanting to date a trans person. If you're straight, that doesn't mean you have to date a trans person. Like, no one's saying that. And if they are, then that's just incorrect. My problem with the whole movement is that there are people who are identifying as super straight, who genuinely believe that it somehow is equivalent to the struggles that people in the LGBTQ community have had to go through. People are saying, wow, I finally feel recognized and I finally feel seen and heard. I get it. You shouldn't be getting comments or getting bullied because you don't want to date trans people. But to say that that preference is somehow equivalent to, one, a sexual orientation, and two, the horrors that people who are trans, people who are gay, people who are bi, like other people have had to go through, that somehow equates, and it doesn't at all. Last time I checked, I haven't seen someone who identifies as super straight being rolled up into a rug, having gasoline poured on them, and lit up with a torch. But you know who has? Gay people. I haven't seen anyone who identifies as super straight been followed down the street in a dark alley and beat up. But you know who has? Trans people. Do you see the problem? It's just this sick thought that somehow your made up sexuality equates to the real struggles that we have had to endure. You don't have to come out as straight. You don't. This whole joke like, oh, I hope my parents don't kick me out. There are people who literally get kicked out to the streets, turn to things like prostitution, selling drugs, all because their family did not accept them for something they couldn't control. You as a super straight person haven't had to endure anything like that, at least not because you are straight. The LGBTQ plus community is not something to mock. Why? Because there are legitimate traumas that we have all had to go through. I'm not gonna say I haven't seen some nasty retaliation from the LGBTQ plus community. I know firsthand that this community can be very hypocritical. The community that preaches inclusion and love and respect is sending people death threats. And though that is not okay, no one deserves to receive death threats for anything. That is not an excuse, but that is a consequence of you mocking an entire community's experience. Is that the right response? No. But you can't sit here and say someone's existence is invalid and not expect them to be upset about that. I've seen that argument from straight people and queer people. Like, this community is supposed to be spreading love. Yes, the LGBTQ plus community preaches acceptance and love, and that is true for the most part, but don't sit here and make fun of a community and not expect them to get upset. We can go over the similarities in circumstance. You didn't choose to be straight, we didn't choose to be queer. The difference is nobody is genuinely picking on you for being straight. As a straight person, you've always been allowed to marry who you want to marry. You don't have to step in a church and feel ostracized simply because you're straight. You don't have to go through the things that queer people go through, have had to go through, and continue to have to go through today. Like, you don't experience the same thing. So stop acting like you do. Well guys, that is all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts or opinions, comment them down below, but keep it cute in the comments. That's a privilege. Comments stay open as long as you keep it cute. Make sure to like and subscribe, comment down below what videos you want to see next, turn on post notifications so that you see whenever I do post, and follow me on social media. Links will be in the description box down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye guys.